Hello and welcome to the channel. I am starting a new challenge.
And that new challenge is cooking all my meals at home for the next entire month. And the purpose of this budget is to save money and utilize the food that I already have at home and stop going to the store so much. Going to the store is like a stress relief. It makes me happy. I'm calm. I'm content. And I mean, who does not love going to the store and spending money? That would be people that don't have it. And yeah, I technically don't have it, but I make a way to have it, and I have to stop doing that. So let's go ahead and get into these salmon croquettes. I have me a little plastic bag because y'all know the salmon be smelling up the whole house, and I'm not looking forward to that. So I have a bag to put my cans in and the little fish particles, the bones and all that. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the bag and take it to the trash right away, so that the house is smelling all fishy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and pick those bones out, and I do that because my mom always did it, but I do know a lot of people that do keep it in there, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm lazy. If I'm just cooking for myself, I'll just crunch those bones right up in there, and I'll just leave it, and I don't have no problem with that. But to each his own. So after I get everything all separated, like I'm doing, I'm going to chop up some onion, and usually I like to add a little bell pepper, garlic, red peppers, but I just want to keep it really simple. I don't have any green pepper or fresh garlic like that either. I do have some garlic powder and onion powder, but no, we're just going to dice up some onions and put it in there when we fry it, because it's going to get nice and crunchy and crispy, and I like how that tastes. And I also normally I would use like breadcrumbs and cornmeal, make it like super crunchy, but that's just doing too much. And plus my stomach is not agreeing with me lately. And I just went ahead and used like about 1.5 cups of grease to fry it in. And when y'all cook this, make sure y'all let that grease cool off and throw it out right away. Get that smell out of there. Open up a window, because your house is going to be smelling fishy, okay? So you're going to need something to take care of that. So if y'all know a trick to get that smell out of your house like ASAP, please let your girl know, because as soon as you walk in, all you do is smell those salmon croquettes, and it smells good, but I don't like my house to smell like food, you know? I want it to have a nice aroma when I walk in. And that's not relaxing, coming in to smell some fish. It's just not. So now I went ahead and got my onions all chopped up. And yes, I chopped them big because I'm not gonna be fancy. I'm not. We're gonna eat this dinner and we're gonna enjoy it, and it's still gonna be good. I know presentation means a lot, but hey, we're not at that stage. This is just a regular YouTube channel. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna keep it a little real. My eyes was burning really bad. Do you know, if you have a wet dish towel or wet cloth and you wet it with some water, and not dripping, soaking wet, but nice and wet, and you keep it wherever you're cutting at, the moisture is going to go into the towel instead of your eyes, because the onions, the gas that releases from it after when you're cutting it, it needs something moist to go into. So that's why your eyes start burning. I learned that from YouTube, which was very helpful, because they showed me how to cut it so that you don't release the gas from the onion, but I never remember. I never do. And this is me just not paying attention. I didn't have any flour, and I'm not the person that'll fill up the flour container while it's empty. Nope, I won't. I'll wait till I actually need it. So that's why I'm cleaning it out last minute. It was just sitting up there all dusty, waiting to be filled. So I'm going to go ahead and grab me a bag of flour. And I made a mistake. I didn't even have flour. I had sugar. So now I have to find a Ziploc bag, put the sugar in a Ziploc bag, put it back in the cabinet, and go get a bag of flour. And I only have 1 bag of flour. I did not know that I was eating that much fast food and frying that much food in the last 5 months. Because about 5 months ago, I had about 5 bags of flour. And that's a lot to go through to me, because I don't be baking cakes like that. You know, I rarely use flour. I use it to make little gravies every now and then, and also, you know, to fry food. That's what it's been on. So I was like, okay, we need to stay away from the deep fryer this month. as much as possible, but there will be those days I just want to throw it in the deep fryer and keep it moving. I really don't know how much flour I use, but I can tell you this time I used the perfect amount of flour because the salmon didn't stick to my hands, and nor did it fall apart when I put it in the grease. So I got my egg in there, and I just used some regular all-purpose seasoning. And I was going to stick to just using one egg, but I went ahead and used 2 eggs because if I use 1 can, I use 1 egg, but I'm using 2 cans, so why not use 2 eggs? Plus, I use more flour than I usually do, and I didn't realize I had added extra seasoning salt, but I really didn't need it because the salmon in the can is pretty salty already. But luckily for me, it wasn't too much. But just keep in mind, you do not need heavy salt or seasonings in your salmon, just more so herbs. Yes, I am cooking on a camper stove, what I got from Walmart for 20 bucks. And the reason why I'm using that is because I have an electric stove. Prior to that, I had a gas, and I had an issue with my pipeline. So I thought that I would be slick and buy an electric stove so I didn't have to invest into that pipe. I just had it turned off and not realizing that the electrical outlet did not run to my panel box. So that is going to cost me even more money. So I said, forget it. I'm not going to worry about that issue right now. I can make it do what it do without it. You know, we as human beings need to be resourceful, especially when your sons say you are not about that lifestyle and you are budgeting, okay? So now we reached the final stages where I'm going to just form these patties and get them in the hot grease and let them cook up. And once they are done, I'm going to take them out and let them cool and stick these bad boys in the refrigerator because I am cooking this meal ahead of time so that I do not have to be cooking at dinner time every single day. The other day I made, and once these cool off, I'm actually going to put these in the refrigerator because we're going to have these tomorrow night instead of tonight. And I almost burnt myself. That grease don't play. I got to stay away from that stove. I forgot that grease be popping you. I'm so used to using my deep fryer. But I wanted to do things a little differently today. Instead of deep frying them, just fry them on top of the stove. But I do have a turkey and rice video that is going to come up next. I did overcook the rice, and it looks almost like a risotto. But it's not. It's just overcooked rice. It's kind of mushy, but it's still good. We're not going to waste that food. We are going to eat the turkey and rice with a vegetable, probably corn or some baked beans, because we already have some in the refrigerator. And even though I'm cooking every day, I am trying to be, I don't know the word to use, but I'm trying not to waste any food, okay? So, yep, let me just speed this up a bit so you guys can see what the croquettes are looking like.
Here, because we not what? Wasting no food. These are really looking so beautiful. And we ain't deep frying them, friend. Hold on, I'm going to show y'all this. Because this is too cute. Baby, look at that. Look at that. These are so pretty. My biggest goal for my kitchen is when I'm cooking to make it look like I haven't been cooking. Because cooking videos, when I was doing them shorts, honey, it'd be a disaster up in here behind the scenes. I'm like, we can't do that. We have to stop that. That's too much mess. So I find this batch cooking is easier because I don't have to like make everything. I can take my time to make a few items here and there and be done with it. But why not? Since I'm off and I don't have anything else to do really, I just cook. Cook for my kids. Cook for my family. When there's food in the house, everybody is happier. 7. I don't want my face messed up. Okay, we're almost done. So I made about 10 croquettes. 2 cans gave me 10. And I could have made them a lot smaller, but no point. If I could put one patty on everybody's plate, that's great. And if somebody wants more than one, they can have it. Or two. Doesn't matter. My toddlers are only going to eat like a half of one. If they eat two, I'll be really happy. My daughter, sometimes she only eats one. My son, he'll eat like two. I'll eat two. And when there's food left over, they always know, like in the morning, that's breakfast. I'm not cooking.
So this is a Brandy Stacks video. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for more.
Looking good.